Good evening, everybody. I am Amira Segar, matric number 197102 from the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture program, Year 3. And today I will be presenting about the stormwater management. Okay, now we would be wondering what is actually stormwater management system is. I would like to explain what is the system all about. So stormwater management system is a system which aids in reducing runoff from rain or melted snow at various sites and improves the water quality. This is a definition given by the EEC environmental website in 2018. When it rains, the droplets hit the ground and create a runoff. This runoff usually consists of bacteria, chemicals, debris, pollutants, and eroded soil, which actually channels itself to the water bodies such as rivers, wetlands, and streams. This is one big reason why we can see garbages around the riverbanks and river waters or stream waters which is highly polluted and the color is so murky and brown. Hence, a system is needed to control this issue, and such system is actually the stormwater management system. Okay, now there would be a question on why stormwater management is so important. I would like to tell you that this system is so important that it actually helps us to manage runoff and snow melt and prevent flooding as well as water pollution. Next, the combination of stormwater management and green infrastructure captures and reuses all the rainwater to maintain or restore natural hydrology. In this context, green infrastructure actually means the presence of swales and tree pits and rain gardens that actually helps to absorb and filtrate stormwater, which actually cleans the water and produces cleaner and pure quality water. Next, stormwater management also helps us in providing habitats for birds and animals and be surrounded by natural vegetation. This is quite obvious when we propose swales in rain gardens. It will actually attract species like birds and animals to live at that particular area, and which makes the area beautiful and which has very attractive soundscapes. Okay, now I would like to share with all of you about the case study that I chose for this particular assignment. I didn't go anywhere very far. I just chose the case study based on our country itself, Malaysia. Now we would talk about stormwater management in Malaysia. Malaysia has been an advancing country since the day we got our independence in 1957. Therefore, there has been a lot of development in urbanization, construction, technology, and so many other aspects. However, there has been a few problems registered with poor stormwater management and town planning, which is quite evident these days. It is believed that whatever we do or whatever decisions we make during the planning and executing process would affect and show its consequences after so many years later, and it's quite evident these days. Examples of consequences would be the floods which occurred in a few spots around Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. This has been happening since a few decades back and even this year. Other consequences of poor stormwater management system would be clogged culverts and drains as well as polluted wetlands. Sometimes these consequences could also result in silty rivers and other water bodies. Alright, these are some references that I got about floods that actually occurred around 20 years back, 20 to 21 years back. So okay, the picture on my left actually refers to a flood that took place in Shah Alam back in December 99. Sorry, it says right on my slide, but it's actually left. And the one on the right actually is actually the Federal Highway in Kuala Lumpur, January 2000. This is the pictures that I obtained from the case study I referred to. Um, to my mind, why actually these floods happened is because of poor town planning and stormwater management system. Um, it makes me understand that the process of planning and executing and maintenance is actually very important in small or large scale projects. It also made me understand that greenery in urbanization is so important, that it works so coherently, which needs which shows that filtration and absorption of stormwater is actually so important. So having said that as a problem, uh, there are a few suggestions where we can implement to improvise the stormwater management in Malaysia. So I have come up with three suggestions after some research and reading. So number one would be proposing more permeable pavers and sites like parking lots to absorb rainwater runoff, which filtrates the pollutant and debris. So for example, if we propose walkways or pavers, I would suggest that then using tar or concrete, it is better for us to propose permeable pavers so that when it rains, the stormwater could be absorbed and filtrated, and the movement of water will be quite slow, so it will actually minimize the risk of getting floods and overflowing of water. Okay, the next suggestion would be proposing swales and rain gardens to increase the effectiveness of filtration as well as conveying clean water downstream. So, what actually happens here is when we have small shrubs or trees planted along a swale, actually, when we create a swale, um, the pollutant, the debris, the bacteria will be able to be filtrated by all these plants, and only clean and pure water will actually move uh, towards, I mean, move downstream towards the other water bodies. So this is actually a natural and more greener and environmental friendly approach than just using pipes, all along the way to prevent this problem, because pipes and concrete are not able to absorb water, or even curbs, but these swales actually can make a place look so beautiful, at the same time absorbing and filtrating storm water. So it has so much functionalities. I think this would be a great idea when we propose or planning for a project at a certain site. The next suggestion that we could actually use in our future landscape projects or construction projects is actually to propose passive irrigations, which provides irrigation to the plants and trees, and stormwater runoff can be minimized from reaching local drains. So what actually you can see in this diagram is when it rains and the stormwater moves downwards towards the passive irrigation side, what happens is actually the plant actually absorbs the stormwater, it filtrates, and only the pure and cleaner water reach the local drains. In this process, it is also said that stormwater, which is polluted and could be filtrated, and the movement of the runoff can be minimized from reaching the local drains. So here's some discussion that we can have based on this topic. So to ensure proper stormwater management in Malaysia, there should be good planning before executing it on site to avoid bad consequences such as flood, erosion, and pollution. Next is engaging green infrastructure with stormwater management would give us a more sustainable approach to the whole system, and which is environmental friendly as well. Like I said in the earlier slide, that green infrastructure is actually proposing swales and tree pits and passive irrigation, which actually improves the quality of the particular site in based on greenery, habitat, the air, the quality of air, and the whole place is actually look beautiful, and it's actually very comfortable for us to be in. So green infrastructure is actually a quite modern and also an environmental friendly approach that everyone should be learning and proposing in their future projects. Next, it is important to educate ourselves on the importance of sustainable stormwater management system. Why this point is because later in the future, when we are looking at a property, or we are wishing to buy a property or a land, it is important for us to educate ourselves so that we know what type of stormwater management that the particular place has, or does it even have a stormwater management system. So it'll be easy for us to know whether that particular place or land is worth for us to purchase. So that is the discussion all about. So I hope that all of you understood more or less about what I was trying to convey about on stormwater management system, especially when we as landscape architecture students, when we are trying to propose a design for our master plan, it is so important for us to know our site, and important for us to also propose this stormwater management in our site, especially when our site is so sensitive. And this stormwater management system will actually minimize the problem of flooding or overflowing of water, and also pollution in some cases. So thank you so much for watching my presentation. See you next time. Bye bye.